Most of you are not overwhelmed. You're just weirdly committed to being available for nonsense. I know it's not the affirming opening that you are hoping for, but let's not do the usual little dance. We knew what should have led the day. We knew which follow-up actually mattered. We knew which conversation would actually move the business. We knew which boundary should have held. And then we spent 8 hours behaving like unpaid circus nuts for other people's urgency while the real work just sat there. Apparently too direct to be considered polite company. That is the contradiction. We say we want clarity, but the second clarity threatens to disappoint the wrong person, expose a weak opportunity, or force a clean decision, we suddenly become scholars of nuance. We call the week complicated, we call the market weird, we call ourselves stretched, which is a very elegant way of saying, I knew what needed to go first and I kept letting shinier nonsense cut the line. So here are 5 things that explain what I'm saying. The first thing is that direct work has absolutely no charm. A real follow-up is direct. A real boundary is direct. Telling the truth about where a deal actually stands is direct. Protecting lead generation while everything else is tap dancing for attention is direct. None of that feels graceful in the moment. It feels blunt. It feels socially expensive. It feels like we might briefly stop being the soothing, capable adult who snacks in the emotional break room. So what do we do instead? We soften, we delay, we add context, we wordsmith, we circle back, we turn one clean move into a 6-part mini-series about why now is not quite the right time. And then on Friday, we stare at the week like it's betrayed us. The work that would save the week usually feels ruder than the work that lets us waste it respectably. The second thing is that interruption is not just distracting, it is flattering. If interruption feels stupid, we would stop. But it does not. It feels important. It feels like proof that we matter. One text, one issue, one seller, one tiny fire with excellent branding, and suddenly we are in motion, reacting, solving, answering, rescuing. For a few minutes, we get to feel indispensable, which is catnip for people who enjoy being tired in an impressive way. That is the drug. We are not always getting pulled off course. A lot of the time we are diving toward interruption because it pays us emotionally faster than priority does. Priority is slower. Priority asks for faith. It asks us to believe the right thing matters before it starts clapping for us. Interruption claps immediately. Interruption hands us a little receipt. You see, you did something. You mattered. Meanwhile, the actual lead domino is sitting there watching us do regional theater about being on top of things. The third thing is that exceptions never stay tactical. At first, it is innocent. This one client is different. This week is unusual. This thing really cannot wait. Fine, everyone gets 1. Then everyone gets 1.5. Then 3. Then apparently we're running a refuge for exceptions. And somewhere in there, the exception stops being situational and starts joining our personality. Now, we are not just making room, we are the kind of person who makes room. We're not just flexible, we are flexible as a brand. The available one, the accommodating one, the one who can absorb more, the one who can carry it, the one who can hold the entire machine together with grit, vibes, and a suspicious amount of electrolyte powder. Which sounds admirable right up until the business starts eating that identity for breakfast. Because once the plan gets overruled often enough, it is not a plan anymore. It is fan fiction. The lead block becomes a maybe. The boundary becomes a mood. The standard becomes whatever version of us woke up that morning with the most guilt and the least sleep. The fourth thing is that every exception trains the business. This part is almost offensive because it is so ordinary. No explosion, no rock bottom moment, no cinematic lesson with dramatic lighting, just repetition. We answer the text during the block so the block becomes decorative. We rescue the process so the process learns it does not need to hold. We keep vague leads warm because we enjoy the emotional support of a padded pipeline. We reward the wrong things with time, access, and immediate attention, and then we later study the pattern like it wandered in from another zip code. The business does not care what we say matters. It learns from what we keep rewarding like idiots. That is why some people feel trapped inside a business they technically designed. They keep declaring one thing important while training the entire week to obey something else. And the fifth thing is that false progress is often just social comfort in business casual. We hate saying that because busy sounds nicer. A lot going on sounds nicer. This season is intense sounds nicer. Great, beautiful, very adult. Now look at the wreckage without decorative language. How much of a stalled week was actually mystery, and how much of it was us avoiding a direct move because direct moves reveal the truth too quickly for our liking? We know the lead that needs the real conversation. We know the deal that is not remotely as alive as we keep pretending that it is. We know the admin mess that should be solved by a system instead of by us swooping in like a caffeine-powered substitute parent. We know the thing that should have happened on Tuesday is now just floating around Friday in loafers. And because we do know, the issue is not information, the issue is not effort, it's not strategy, it is distortion. We keep letting social comfort outrank structural truth, then act personally victimized by the consequences. So what is missing underneath all this? Not more pressure, not more guilt, not another 17-tab life optimization ritual made by someone who has clearly never had a real client interrupt their dinner. What is missing is a structure strong enough to survive our own need to be liked, needed, and lightly admired for being endlessly available. Something has to decide what leads before the day starts filing emotional appeals. Something has to make the important thing less negotiable. Something has to stop the business from being run by whichever input arrives with the most urgency, guilt, fake charm, or soft little panic attacks. Because if everything gets a vote, nothing actually leads. And if nothing leads, the business does not usually collapse all at once. It just gets diluted. One exception at a time, one justified detour at a time, one tasteful little act of self-betrayal at a time. So, the decision is not whether we should work harder. The decision is whether we are willing to stop flattering ourselves with words like professionalism, responsiveness, flexibility, and care, when half of the time, what we really mean is we're afraid to be direct. Because directness does have a cost. It can feel rude. It can feel cold. It can make us look less generous, less easygoing, less emotionally available to nonsense. Terrible. What a tragedy. Some of you do not need a better plan. You need a higher tolerance for being perceived as a little rude by things that were never supposed to run your day in the first place. You do not lose the week in one dramatic mistake. You lose it by being absurdly polite with the wrong things. And then by Friday, the thing that should have led is still sitting there, looking rude only because it was honest before you were. Thanks for watching this video, you rude human you. If you want a system that actually tells you what matters today, get early access by clicking the link below.